Hi guys, hope you're all well. Welcome to another video. Look who we've got back. This came back the other day, so I'm very pleased to have it back. Thank you very much to the chaps at Victory. Savvy, you're a legend for such a quick turnaround. They are awesome. Today we're going to be looking at light years. This is one of the ones that was voted for alongside a few others that we'll be doing. I'm going to go through all of the parts for this one. That's right, all of the parts. We're going to be going through, it's mainly Eddie's thing, but Mike has quite a lot of funky stuff in there as well, and also Stone has the odd little fill, so I think where possible I'll try and record all three guitars so you can hear how they sort of work off each other. A lot of it's duplicated, so in the verses Mike and Eddie are going to be playing the same things, but I will point all of that out to you in due course. For Eddie's part, he uses a sort of classic in-between telly sound. It sounds like this. With a bit of distortion on there. So I'll show you what I've got set up. I've got my tumness with the gain set quite high actually. And yeah, that's about it for Eddie's part. So Eddie obviously plays with the Telecaster, which we have right here, but this has Stratocaster style pickups, but this actually has a Nashville style configuration. So with this little twizzly pot thing here, whatever that is, micro switch, I don't know, switch, it changes the sound from this to this. So it sounds way more telly-like. I think Eddie actually uses like a P90 and stuff in one of his guitars. So if you've got one, then that'll get you there. If not, then you can just use like a neck pickup or maybe an in-between sound between if you've got a Strat. Give that a go. But that's what I'm using. That's about it. Let's crack on. Okay. First chord is this type of D chord, but Eddie voices it like this because I've seen him do it live, so I think that's how he does it on the album. Sounds right anyway. Okay, I'll go into the what the right hand's doing in a moment. When you go into the verse, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 chords, which are a D, a weird B, which has an open G in it. You're also going to be muting the D string. Third chord is this funky C one. Again, you can fret the first finger on the second fret if you want. I don't think it sounds that full. I think he just plays those 3 notes actually, which is the A, the G and the B. So I know you can see my little finger on there, but I don't really play it. I generally just stay in the A to B realm. Just sounds a bit more like it. And then the 4th chord is same as the one you played in the intro, but it's just a fret down. Okay, so let's have a little look at the in the intro section as well. Interestingly, while Eddie's doing this, you'll hear Mike play. He plays an open E and a D, and then he goes into the D chord. Along with Eddie when the rest of the band come in. The rest of it, the rest of the time over the verse, Mike and Stone pretty much playing the same thing. I don't even think Stone plays in the first verse. Intro. Okay, it's just that. So again, you kind of I bounce my hand a little bit on the strings here. It's very similar to the strumming style that he uses on a few tunes really, one in particular being Unthought Known. So So you'll hear all that going on. It's the same thing. So you're going to find a little bit of the next to the bridge where you can put a bit of meat down, and then sort of attack it, you know, with your hand sort of hitting the strings a little bit. I hope that makes sense. Also, my little finger is naturally kind of muting that B string just because of the arch of my hand, but the E string is open. So if that does ring out every now and again, no worries. Etc. Okay, that's the intro. Into the verse. Again, Eddie does, looks like he's fretting the whole D chord, but I'm only really hearing the first 3 notes. Okay, so the verse part through goes... goes round and round that. I think every sort of 2nd and 4th time, Mike, I've seen Eddie do it live as well, but Mike, I think, is generally playing this. Okay, so that's just the full D chord. Okay, so 2, 3, 2, 0, 3 on the B string. You play it with the D chord, and then with this has loads of variation in it in terms of the feel, but essentially you want to put a bit of emphasis on the root notes and then kind of strum a little bit and leave a bit of space in the other chords. So okay, so that gives you a rough idea. Going into the, I guess it's the chorus section, when you're on this chord, it's like a C sharp major. There's quite a distinct sort of build up which goes. Okay, so make sure you nail that. And then the first beat is has a rest, but Eddie plays this. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that goes round a few times. Couple of notes on that. You'll hear more going on when after this part. In that part to this part, that's what I see Eddie playing, and honestly listening to the album version it's really difficult to pick through what each guitar is playing because there's 3 playing at the same time. So as I say, it starts on the 1 and, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, and you're basically playing a major 7th chord of some sort. So your fingers are going to be playing 5th fret on the A string, 7th fret on the D string, and the 6th fret on the G. You're just going to be playing these 3 notes, and you're playing. Okay, so 6, 7, 9, 6, but with the chords. And And he's basically, again, although he's accenting the... You'll see him live, his hand is just doing this motion, so he's using this hand to kind of mute the strings down. So when you play 2, 3, 4, 1. So for those two there, I was just resting my fingertips across the strings. And then when you press them down again, so nothing here changing, it's just all this hand. This next bit, you go to the B note with your first finger, mute the A string with this bit of meat off this, and then the D and the G string are also played, but this finger is on the 7th fret on the G. Okay? And the rhythm is kind of bass note and then a bit of the rest of the chords. So. Okay, so the accents are like that. So this chord, Eddie, pretty much I think plays it like this. And then he moves his finger to this position, which is just the power chord. Let's have a little play along with the record, and I will try and play those 3 parts so you can see hopefully how it sounds. Let's give that a go. Okay, so let's run through those parts. We've done Eddie's bits, Stone's parts, and literally as I've been filming this I've had another listen and heard something else that I didn't hear before, so this is a work in progress. It may still not be correct, but I hear when Eddie's playing this, I hear being played. And I think that's Stone playing. So that's what you'll hear me playing there. You'll see it in the tab. So it's basically A major 7 to a D sus 4th. D sus 4th. Which sounds great actually. He may actually play but I wouldn't worry too much about it. It's really subtle what he's playing. So I play this. And then he goes to, which is basically the same as that. Open string and a B in the root. But generally I see Pearl Jam, or members of Pearl Jam playing, if one's playing here, another one will be playing here, just to kind of give that slight variation in voice. Not always, but some of the time, and I think that's what may happen in this one. As I say, I haven't studied Stone's parts in this too closely, but this is what I hear. And then you're going to go to an A sus 4th, back to a major. that is Stone's part. Mike's part sounds like it's played with a little bit more distortion. Not a lot, but you know, a little bit of overdrive anyway. And I hear these parts played. But from checking out videos, Mike basically is just firmly rooted on the old A major to A sus fourth. Sus fourth! Another tune with a sus fourth. What Pearl Jam tune would be complete without a sus fourth? And when I've seen him play live, he's basically definitely playing in this position here. Sometimes I think he moves up to this note to get the... you can play, you know, so you stay on that chord completely, because this note is the same as this note, which is an E. And when he goes to the second chord, I definitely hear this. Listen out for that when you listen through it. It's awesome how many little nuances they managed to squeeze in. And then I'm going to be playing this. So you can either keep your little finger on this B string on the top E, so like this. Also, once you go from here, you don't need to move down to here, you use the open A. Or you can just abandon that and play. And then you're into this next bit. So, Eddie plays this. I also think Stone plays the same thing, and Mike actually, but Mike has a little bit of distortion and also this effect, and he arpeggiates a bit more. I think Stone and Eddie play the chords a bit more. Mike plays something like this. Back into the verse. That effect is called, I've got this on my line 6 actually, it's called a rotary drum. Sounds a bit like, there are loads of effects that sound very similar in this sphere, so the sort of modulation type effects, there's lots that sound very similar. So I've literally had a little listen, tweaked about with a few knobs. I haven't spent a long time on it, so just sounds about right to me. It's almost that kind of Black Hole Sun type sound effect. So I think that gets you about there. Okay, so then Eddie does another verse. Then he goes into another one of these. Chorus, I guess. Okay, so coming out of the second chorus, coming out of that is just a single D, and then we're going to go into the Pete Townsend bit. That's what Eddie's playing. Now over the top of that, Monsieur Gossard is, I'm not going to do French again, Stone is going to be playing, he plays along with the A, he's going to play this. Another way you can play Stone's part is this. Similar, but entirely up to you. So when he plays this, okay, etc. So you're just playing an A chord, a C, a B. Stone plays over that. The chords that he plays are then like this. Which I hear him play live. Can't be too sure what he's playing on the album there, but it's basically like a C. So just following, basically providing a little bit of just alternative voicings to what Eddie's doing. That goes around a few times, and then you're going to hear Mike do this. So I'm going to play it with the effect as well, because he does use it. Okay, so first time around he plays this. Okay, just following the chords, but he's arpeggiating them and he's got this nice effect on, bit of distortion. So you play. That's slightly bent. Otherwise he's going to be playing a minor note and while everyone else is playing the major, so adds a little bit of kind of suspense, I guess, bit of tension. So. The second time around he plays this. Okay, so very similar, but just. And there's a full bend on the 9th fret. Then he moves position up to the 13th fret. Okay, so that lick is. Next lick is. Okay, that slowly. So that is basically a full bend on the 15th fret, and then you're going to play the 15th fret on the E string, and then they're kind of very staccato stabs basically. So you keep your finger bent, keep the string bent to a full bend. Play that like that. Okay, I think we should probably put that together as well, because that'll probably sound quite fun. So let's do that now. So running back over a couple of bits that I didn't put in. Behind the solo section, you basically have this 2 bars of A, while Stone's playing, and then you have a bar each of C and B. And that goes through twice, I think. In fact, I think he plays that 3 times. On the 4th time, so after Mike's done his, the next time he plays that, you're going to play. So hopefully you can see that in the little covery bit that I put in there. But yeah, just be aware of that, subtle changes. So when Mike's goes to the second part of the solo, you're going to stay on the C to the B. Lovely, lovely solo that. So the kind of outro solo bit that Mike does with octaves is played over. So it's solo, then you're going to play, and then when you go into the, when you go into that part, Mike is going to be playing this. 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's the sort of first section. So 12 to 9. 2, 3, 4. And you stay down there for that second one, because the next part goes. Okay, so that next section again. Back into that first part. So that through. This time though, you only play that section once, and then you play. Stays on the 9th fret there, and for the last bit he plays. And then there's this triplet. Okay, so that last phrase is. And you're done, that's it. Eddie and Stone finish on the D. Alright, so there we have Light Years. All 3 parts, including solo and outro stuff, so hopefully that makes you happy. It makes me happy learning it and knowing that maybe 1 or 2 of you will also learn it and enjoy playing it. It's great fun to play through. It's one of my favourite tracks off Binaural actually. It's one of the first tunes that are sort of connected with. I think the lyrics are just incredible. So anyway, before we get too deep and meaningful, until next time, cheery bye!